Let's be real for a second. Vision boards don't work for most people. Why? Because you treat them like a mood board, not a blueprint. You might just slap on some pretty pictures and then you'll call it a day, call it manifestation, and then wonder why your life still looks the same. And honestly, I'm kind of calling myself out right now as well, so that's why I'm here to be accountable and I'm here to do this with you guys.
And what do I mean by that?
Well, I'll tell you. This video was supposed to come out in early January, but I let so many distractions and so many things that for some reason had to go wrong already this year take over. And to me, it kind of feels almost like a test from the universe that was like, are you sure you're ready to really lock in? And I guess I wasn't. But if anything, all of this has shown me that now it's time to. So I kept hesitating on making my own vision board. I kept doing that procrastination thing where I keep telling myself, I need to be ready for this. I need this, and this before. I need to feel some kind of ready to do this thing. Does that sound familiar at all? But that's exactly why even when you make the vision boards, they fail because there's no action. They don't force you into action or actually doing anything about it. And that's what we're fixing today. If you are not new to my channel, you will probably know that we are all about self-growth, development, and becoming your best self here. We talk all things spirituality, manifestation, mindset, grit, discipline, all of the great things that need to come together for you to become your best self. That should be my tagline. I just made that up, but is that too long for a tagline? I don't know. But the thing is, over here, don't stay at the surface. We don't just go into the fluff. So this is a vision board challenge, if you will, because I think we should operate in seasons. We should operate in goals with deadlines so it becomes a visualization tool more than just a background. Have you ever had an invitation or something like that where you just put it on the fridge and you forget about it because it kind of just becomes part of the background? And that's what we're going to change this time. It's so great to have little mood boards that you change up now and again. I love on my laptop and on my phone to have different kinds of inspiration every month. It kind of suits my new goals and the mood that I want to bring with me so that every time I look, I'm like, oh, don't text that guy, or just kidding. Or right now it's February, so it's like all about, because I'm single, it's all about self-love. It's about the good relationships in your life, but also romantic love, because I actually want to manifest my person. No drama, no games, just my person. And for me, I felt really pushed because today it's exactly 1 month until I'm 30.
My God, why? We had a deal. Let the others grow old, not me.
But I am determined to become 30, flirty, and thriving. This will be my best decade. Literally has to be. Because the other ones were messy. Now, before we get further into this, I want to talk about some mental blocks that we can all experience throughout this journey. And that will probably be the ones that stop you from taking the action you need to take. It's not just about setting goals. It's about retraining your mind to believe that you can actually achieve them. And that's why I'm so excited to partner with BetterHelp. It is an online therapy platform that connects you with licensed therapists in days. If you struggle with feeling stuck or overwhelmed, working with a therapist can help you untangle what's holding you back and create a plan that works for you. BetterHelp makes therapy easy. It's online, it's affordable. And if you just don't vibe with your therapist, you can switch at any time at no extra cost. You can click my link below to get 10% off your first month if you want to try it. I know for me, especially going through the ups and downs that I told you about in the start, it has been pivotal for me to just have someone that I vibe with. That is what can be so hard to find. Someone that you actually feel connected to, that you want to talk to, and that understands. And for me, going through some stuff that's kind of been coming up that I've dealt with already years ago, it's been so great to see my own growth. For example, I have a therapist right now, and I will tell you, going through some of the things that I'm going through that's kind of like revisiting old themes from the past, it is crucial because I'm reacting in very different ways than I used to, where if anything, I would say I don't just react, I respond now. All right, let me just show you my vision board really quickly. Here it is, and this is actually my vision board that I've had now for probably definitely over a week. Essentially, I'm going to be keeping it all year, but I will be replacing it on my wall. with my new one in April, because this is very specific for my current goals. Let me show you. I want to bring up my natural curls. I want to really focus on my podcast. 222 is my number. Self-care, healthy eating, and boom, I sign up for a High Rocks race. But enough about my goals for right now. I will start vlogging in February as well, so if you do care about my goals, then you can go look at those very soon, I promise. So to just get a little bit more into depth so that we get moving and we kind of get it integrated into our system a little more than just a quick little side note, you have to realize that most people fail at their vision boards because they don't take it seriously. And we can definitely go into a way longer talk about why we don't believe in ourselves. But essentially what you're creating when you're making it is dopamine, serotonin, I guess. You're picturing yourself doing something, which is technically great. But if you never take action, what's going to happen? Nothing. Because even if you manifested through feeling good, a great situation to come about, you're most likely not going to feel like the person who can do it. So you're not going to go into that opportunity. But most people see their vision boards as a wish list, not a map. And they usually make these 3 critical mistakes. Mistake number 1, they do not have clarity. And hello, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. That's my biggest flaw on a deep freaking subconscious level. I know what I want in all aspects of my life. I really know the feeling that I'm going for. I have this sin of cluttering up myself, my life, and my head and my everything as a way of self-sabotaging. I will overwhelm myself even when I feel good by way of having too many ideas that I don't do anything with. And then the magic is kind of like it gets taken out of the idea and there's nothing left there anymore. Or it just becomes overwhelming because all of a sudden I have 70,000 documents that I started but never stayed in or never completed or did something with. An example of this could be, my goal is I want a better body. I have my little by this deadline vision board, and I'm going to say, and guys, this is really freaking empowering when you really gain clarity and structure and you just focus and you lock in. You could say, a good thing with clarity would be to say, I will train 3 times a week, and my goal is to be able to run a 10K by March 31st. Now, why does this matter? Your brain needs specificity, especially if you're like me in human design, you're a specific manifester. You manifest way better by way of really being able to see it. Some people are general manifestors. I'm personally a specific. And I think most people do better when they have a pretty clear idea of, instead of it being I want a great body or I want a great house, it's more like, what feeling, like what does it actually look like? Putting yourself in the specific details of it. When your brain gets this, it creates neural pathways that reinforce that the goal is actually achievable. And without these specifics, your subconscious doesn't register it as something it needs to work on. It doesn't register it as something that you need to act on.
A lot of people's go-to strategies that involve vision are vision boards or dream boards or post-it notes, right? They're creating some sort of visual representation of what it is that they want to accomplish. Where is it that I want to be in 5 years, 10 days, 10 years, whatever that timeline is that they're working under. The idea of vision boards or dream boards is that you almost like a scrapbook, collect visual icons that reflect where you want to be to motivate yourself. It's a really common tactic that people use. And it's not bad to do that, right? For some people, just even knowing what they want in life is a major accomplishment. Defining the goal can be really challenging for people. And that's a strategy that works and involves our visual experience. Right? It's not just, people aren't saying like, why don't you just sit around and imagine what you want your life to be like in 10 years? The strategy that people are suggesting is like, no, cut out the pictures, put it on a board and stick it by your bathroom mirror so you see it every day. But it may not actually be effective for helping you to meet the goal, to get the job done. Why is that? Why is just, thinking about what you want in your life and sort of putting yourself vicariously into those shoes, imagining what my life will be like if I can accomplish everything on this list. Well, first of all, does it work? The answer is no. And why does it not work? Because what happens, going through and dreaming about or visualizing how great my life will be when I get X, Y, and Z done, that is like a goal satisfied. I have identified what it is that I want. I have experienced it, even if just in an imaginary way. I've had that positive experience of thinking about how great my life is going to be when I get this thing done. And they start to sort of rest on their laurels. She's actually measured systolic blood pressure and heart rate. And they found that people who do that, who go through that experience of visualizing how great my life will be when I get X, Y, and Z done, their systolic blood pressure, the bottom number on your blood pressure reading, decreases. Okay. Now, I'm all about finding ways to relax, especially in New York, right? You're constantly living at a high level of stimulation. And so like, cool, great. So maybe I should just like think about how awesome my life will be when I get my bucket list done. But motivation scientists know that systolic blood pressure is actually an indicator of our body's readiness to get up and act, to do something. Now, that can be the going out for a walk, going out for a run, hitting the gym. It can also be things like doing math problems, right? Even if it's something that's just mental, systolic blood pressure actually goes up in anticipation of your body or your mind needing to do something, taking the first steps on a goal. So then it helps us to understand of like, okay, if I've just created this dream board, this vision board, and put myself psychologically in that space of a goal satisfied, why is it bad that blood pressure goes down? Because it means your body is chilling out. It's like, all right, cool. I just accomplished something pretty major. I actually now don't have the physiological resources at the ready to take the first step right now to do something about that. So that was a pretty monumental finding for motivation scientists to understand that like creating these dream boards, these vision boards, or to-do lists might actually backfire because it in and of itself is the creation of a goal and the satisfaction of the goal. And then people understandably give themselves some time to just enjoy that positive experience.
And then mistake number 2, the big thing that I already mentioned, you evolve, your vision board should evolve with you throughout the year. If you're still staring at the same aesthetic Pinterest board from 2020, it's dead energy. Your goals change every freaking season, as they should. Life is dynamic. If your board stays the same, you're literally manifesting old desires, and they're probably no longer aligned with you. And mistake number 3, no proof, no tracking.
Whoops.
A real vision board doesn't just show your dreams. It will also require you to be able to give the receipts, the proof that you're stepping into the reality that you're trying to manifest. Today, I will be showing you exactly how to set that up. Manifestation works by reinforcing your brain's reward system. You see evidence that something's working, you start believing it, and subconsciously, you start to create more opportunities to make it real, to prove yourself right. Let's talk about why manifestation is more than feeling good. If you want different, you're going to have to put yourself in new situations, in different situations, consistently. That's how you grow. But let's be real. Feeling good doesn't always feel good in the moment. Growth feels like discomfort, like waking up at 5 a.m., not hitting the snooze button when you would rather just sleep. It's like going to the gym when Netflix just seriously sounds better, like putting yourself out there vulnerably when your ego kind of just wants you to hide. Manifestation isn't just about thinking good thoughts. Your brain literally changes when it experiences, and hear me now, your brain changes when it experiences proof of your next level self. So the more proof you generate of who you are, you taking steps towards your growth that doesn't necessarily feel good in the moment, that is how you grow, and you are now showing your brain evidence of who you're becoming. So that is what you're naturally going to build now. And what does that mean? That means you're manifesting, and it means you are actively rewiring your brain. First of all, you need to decide how you're going to create your vision board. I literally just bought a little board here. I went to Pinterest. I went to different places where I could find pictures that aligned with my goals. I found a place online where you could literally just plop in the pictures and then they print it out for you in kind of like good quality pictures, as if it's like you've been on a vacation and you want to put them in a book. And then they send it to me within a couple of days. It wasn't even very expensive. And that part was super easy. And that part is obviously fun. And I feel like so many people go through how they freaking put their pictures on the boards, when realistically that should take the time that I just spent talking about it. Explaining that part is not hard. Just find a way. Maybe you want to do it online. I personally like having it printed and having it physically so that I can do it with my hands and that so I can see it. But when you do go look for these pictures, I want you, no matter what your overall goals are, I really want you to focus on areas. So for example, your body and health. For me, I want to become stronger, and my seasonal goal is March 15th, also the day that I'm doing one of my birthday celebrations, so I'm guessing I'll be tired for that for sure. I signed up for my first High Rocks race, and I don't feel ready at all because let me tell you, your girl's not a runner. Your girl is not a runner at all. And I've been pushing against it. I've been procrastinating. I was very sick in January, and just things that kept adding on and on and on. And it's been hard, and I've been emotionally challenged, and I've been really pushed back up against a corner so far this year, but I still feel like it's gonna be the best year ever because I think I'm being challenged to grow now because I'm so ready for the next level that my old self is just like pushing against it, going like, no, remember this bad habit. Remember this toxic guy from the past. Remember all these shitty things. But now the more healed me is ready to step in and be like, snatch that bitch by the hair and be like, no, you sit your stupid ass down. We're gonna do things right. So for the next 5 weeks, I am literally from today on in boot camp. Like I did a strength workout today. I'm going to a 6 a.m. High Rocks class tomorrow. Hello. I'm already taking real action because I also spent quite a lot of money on that freaking ticket. So that's me literally putting in the work, and I'm inspiring myself. And now I'm putting myself in like a boot camp where I'm so focused on that goal because it's seasonal. That obsession doesn't have to last for so long, but I'm going to be so disappointed if I don't really put my head down and work my body for the next 5 weeks as well as I can. Wealth and career. I personally want to actually start my own business, and I want new income streams. I want my content. I want my business to grow. I am almost done with my master thesis by like late May. I'm feeling a lot of pressure because it's like, then there's this whole big scary world out there where it's like, which way do I go? Do I go all in on what I feel like my purpose is? Or what do I do? Like, how do I take these steps? So that's what I'm focusing on. However, for me, the most important things for me to put on here was obviously about like me and my business taking center stage and really being a girl boss and stepping up and facing where I know my old self has had issues. A lot of that for me is about speaking up. It's about taking up space. It's about taking action and there not being such a long distance between thought to action. And of course, my podcast and really creating maybe a visual design of what do I want my website, my platform, studio one day to look like. These are important things because me sitting in my tiny ass apartment that thank God I'm going to move from in like under 6 months, hopefully, having a vision of me sitting somewhere and doing content either with other people or it being expanded, it being my main thing. I know this is my podcast, this is my YouTube channel, but just being able to have that specific manifestation, that specific vision to manifest is obviously what makes me sit my ass down right now and be like, so let's just suck it up, buttercup. Let's do it with the equipment you have now. Let's do what you can right now and power through it because again, how else am I ever going to grow? Now, this one you might not find like a lot of pictures for, but I wanted to put it down anyways, which is mindset and confidence. That can obviously also go into the other pictures and areas of your life. Like confidence would also be the High Rocks picture. It's the girl boss picture. It's also the self-care picture where she has like the red light mask on and like a Stanley Cup, which I hate the Stanley Cups. I think they're so cringy, but still is the vibe, like the it girl self-care that I'm going for this year. Then you have love and relationships. I will very soon do a video all on love, relationships, and situationships, all that great stuff. Because if there's one aspect I've learned so much about these past couple of years, it's love. And I think that is something, I only have one picture of that on my board because realistically, am I going to manifest my person within, the next, what do we have left? Maybe, but probably not, right? I'm also saying probably not because it's not my main goal right now. I want to love myself. I want to get out of the toxic habits I've had when it comes to relationships. And that obviously starts and ends with me, right? So I put a little bit on there to like keep it in my subconscious, but also to remind myself and so that I also put that into my visualization. I want to at least be able to be like, well, at least I love myself and like This is the kind of person I'm looking for. And is there a better way to find that person than me becoming my best self right now? No. And then anything else that has to do with lifestyle and experiences. Again, don't have that many experiences for this season because it's all about me putting my head down. It's, the experiences is the pictures of my celebrating my birthday. Those are the things. So maybe for you, it will be you want to actually travel this season or whatever it might be. So this is where my cool original shit comes in. I don't know how original it is, to be honest, but I haven't heard that many people talk about it. I was sitting there thinking, well, okay, great. But realistically, how is this? I've already procrastinated a little bit. How am I going to kick myself in the ass here? Well, I got this cute little vintage journal, like this adorable little thing. I had to kind of hold myself back from not just writing random things in it yet. Well, I already wrote on the first page. I just said this is my journal. It's for mini manifestations. It's evidence, memories, sections for each category. And then I just said best year yet. So this is just I like kind of this sort of vintage vibe. But what we're going to use this for is you're going to write down every single section so that you can always go back to this. Your goals for the season for each section. And more importantly, promise yourself that at least twice a week, you're going to take at least 15 minutes to sit and journal about where you are and how you're feeling and what's been showing up. Whether it's feelings, resistance, whether it's actions, goals, people, whatever it is, you are going to keep that momentum. And what's even cooler about this is it's also becoming your receipts. It's becoming your action book. What you're going to do apart from journaling, also write down, what evidence do I have that my vision is becoming real? There's not going to be something major like twice a week, obviously. But for me right now, the thing I can do is go physically print out my ticket for High Rocks. I can then take a picture while I'm at High Rocks, print it out, and plop it in. Let's say you want to date more this year. Take a picture of yourself going on the date, looking cute, feeling good. If it didn't go well, journal on it in the book. If it did go well, take a picture so that you kind of encapsulate that feeling and so that you can keep seeing it. Because what you're doing is linking, I'm doing this as if my vision board is still hanging on the wall, is you're linking your desired self to your real self. Again, you're showing your brain, oh, I can actually become who I want to be. Now, the mistake, obviously, that a lot of us make and that I don't want myself to make either anymore is you can't give yourself a lot of leeway. So if I'm in boot camp now, I need to make sure that I say, okay, well, every single week we're writing down what are the meals, what are the events you're going to, what are the trainings, what content are you doing, what days are you writing on your thesis, what days are you going to your job? What are you doing for yourself also? There one day where you're allowing yourself a cheat meal with a friend? Are you going out for a wine? Are you going out on a date? What are you doing? Because you need to make sure that you prioritize what your goals are. Because if you're not consistent with this, it's just not going to work. And even though I've seen this happen, I still sabotage myself clearly sometimes. But I'm really going to stick with this now because I just know this is how it's going to work. And it's not necessarily going to feel as romantic as finding the pictures and kind of feeling the feeling of being somewhere else or being almost someone else. The growth, the discomfort, sometimes facing yourself in situations where you feel uncomfortable doesn't feel good. I have pictures on here of women dancing because I've signed up and I've now for months gone to dance classes. Filming myself at dance classes in the beginning, some days I went home fucking crying. But that is literally, you're supposed to feel bad at stuff. You're a beginner, but you're connected with why you're doing something. And so that's another thing. Take a freaking picture of me in a dance outfit. Print out a still from a video I took of myself. Put it in there. Imagine how you're going to feel looking back at this by the end of the year. All of your thoughts, all of your growth, you're going to see in pictures and in words. And then you're going to look at your 4 vision boards or however many you have and be like, bitch, I was thinking small. And also, that's me. And what do you think you're telling your brain and subconscious now? I can freaking do whatever I want. I can achieve anything. I hope you're feeling hyped because I need you to be. And why do I need you to be? Because you're going to have to learn how to hype yourself up. Like I've been trying to tell you, you need to learn how to also romanticize the process because it's not going to feel like it. I can be hyped right now, and then 2.5 hours when I need to leave for 3 hours. Well, it's 2 different dance classes, but I'll be gone for probably 4 hours. I like dancing, but I'm probably not gonna wanna go because also then I know, oh, I'll be home at 10 p.m. I have to tidy up a little bit probably when I come home, or like at least make sure that I'm ready for the next day because I have a 6 a.m. Hyrox class, which means I'm up again by 4:45. Now, I personally feel like we have a lot to do here and we have a lot to take in, which is awesome. Go create your freaking vision board. Remember, it's just for this season. It's more about your goals than it is just a mood board or a feeling. And again, I'll be so real. I should have posted this video earlier. I should have taken action earlier. But that's exactly why this system is so necessary. Because even when we know what to do, we still get in our own way. So here's my challenge. Make your 6-week freaking vision board challenge. Follow the steps, track your proof, and then comment "I'm in" below. Tell me about your biggest goals for this season. If you're serious, this will change your life. The question is, are you in?